1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 221, 222, 223, 244, 245, 246, 366, 367, 368. So the total verdict of this one is 409 wraps around my niddynoddy, which is, yes, less than the previous one, even though it looked like a fuller bobbin, but I think I spun this one again closer to the thickness of the first yarn that we made, and we know that the second yarn was a bit thinner. So 409 times 1.4 is 572 meters. Yeah, that's a decent meterage. Here we go, my friends, my guys, gals, and non-binary pals, the final skein of this Tour de Fleece. Another massive black hole. There was one last important question that we need to talk about. So let's do that. Let's sit down and talk about it. So one of you wanted to know what was my most successful Tour de Fleece. And well, this is only the second Tour de Fleece that I participate in, so up until now I could not answer the question because I only had one experience. At least now I can compare. And now, how do we define successful? I think we can define successful in a couple of ways. And the first way that we might define it is in total meterage spun. Now, last year I had around 1400 meters in skeins, which means that approximately 4.5 kilometers went through my fingers during that Tour de Fleece. Now, today we have 545 plus 680 plus 572 is, well, just shy of 1800 meters. So that means that this year I have 400 meters more in my skeins. Now, if I do that times 3, because I got 2 singles and then I plied them, I have 2 kilometers, 941 meters of yarn that went through my fingers during this Tour de Fleece. So, in the raw numbers, we can say this tour was definitely the most successful. What do you say? Is my math correct? Of course, success can be defined in multiple ways, and last year I did manage to get my goal, and that was spin the entire fleece. This year I did not, however. I still have this left of whatever I had combed, and I didn't comb the entire fleece. Now, I'm not saying that because I didn't finish the fleece that this one was less successful, because as I stated in my preparation video, the fleece was double as big, and it would have been quite a challenge to finish it in these 23 days. I don't think I would have actually managed to finish all that yarn, all that fleece, all that yarn, all that wool, even if I had every day to spin. I only missed one day, and then there were some days that I didn't have much time to spin. But that's just life for you. Life might get in the way of spinning. Will this be enough for my proposed plan of making matching sweaters for my husband and myself? No, I don't think so. My husband is a giant, so I think I will need at least 2, if not 2.5 skeins to make a sweater for him. But as you just saw, literally seconds ago, I still have a lot of the combed fluffs left, and I also still have fleece left So there will be matching sweaters. I will first start on a sweater for my husband because I think the color is also more leaning towards his wardrobe than mine. Speaking of the color, I am so happy that the lighter spots of brown are actually visible in the yarn. Like, this gives such a beautiful effect. From far away it just looks like a very dark brown, almost black yarn, but if you look closer, it's so interesting, it's so beautiful. Now, personally for me, another metric to gauge the success of this Tour de Fleece is my videos, of course. And in the raw numbers, yes, of course, this was more successful just because there is more viewers than last time, evidently, because a year has gone by. But also, I think that asking you to give me questions was a very good move that made this Tour de Fleece a lot more successful. Last year, especially towards the end, I had a lot of days where I just blanked out, stared at the camera for minutes and didn't know what to say. Really, after 23 days, I'm out of words. No inspiration to talk to you at all. What the hell am I going to talk about today? I've got no idea. I'm just spinning. I've got no topics. So this year, you guys asked me questions, suggested me topics, and I had to say something every day. Like, I have 6 vlogs of around 20 minutes. I've got 2 hours of footage of me just babbling on about stuff. I don't think that was possible last year when I just had to come up with everything myself. So, thank you very much for helping me out on this. And, well, we have already gathered that this year was the most successful year of my Tour de Fleece experiences, and another part that played such a big role in that was the community aspect. Last year, yes, I also did participate in chatting on Facebook with the Tour de Fleece Lage Landen group, and just like last year, I won a jersey. Last year I got a white jersey because I made beautiful pictures. This year I won the green jersey because I was a silent enjoyer. Like, I was present but not over present, and then every once in a while I posted a picture. Apparently you get jerseys for that. But more importantly, community-wise, was the daily engagement I had with my patrons on Discord. That was so fun and everybody was so supportive. It was like having a group of cheerleaders together cheering each other on. Yeah, your yarn is beautiful! Oh my god, those colors! The ones in the group will probably recognize this. That was so encouraging, so fun, and I loved seeing what everybody did. It was so inspirational. You guys are all fantastic spinners. So yeah, all in all, this year was, up until now, my most successful Tour de Fleece experience. Up until now, because of course we don't know what next year holds. But anyway, I am excited for it. Now, we must wet set this freshly spun skeins. Let's do that. I'm going to add a droplet of soap because there still was quite a bit of lanolin in the fleece when I spun it. That's how I like to spin my yarn, just with a little bit of lanolin, extra lubrication, extra smoothness. What's that you're saying? Ah, yeah, it's true, I didn't weigh the third skein yet. Good call, good call. Well, have you ever? That's another approximate 120 grams. It's a little bit over, so I think it's like 125. You have another thing? Of course! I didn't spin just 3 skeins. I spun 5. Going to try and get them on my niddynoddy. And see how much that is, so that we can adjust the calculations. So now that they have transformed into long skinny snacks, this one was 8 wraps around the niddynoddy and this one 11. So let's start our calculations over. So 8 times 1.5 is 11. times 1.4, okay? And then 11 times 1.4 is 15. So we've got to start over and say that we have 545 plus 680 plus 572 plus 11 plus 15, which makes it still 1800 meters, but then 1823, and a couple of minutes ago it was 1797, so that's this. And then if you do that times 3, then we 5,469 meters that have run through my fingers. Not bad. Anyway, we'll also put these in the water, the setting bath. Thank you for reminding me that I also have this bit of yarn. Yep. Let's take a bath. Oh my. It's gonna be one skein at a time. We'll just fill my other receptacles as well, my other pots, so I can wash them all at the same time. Damn, big skein. Let's hit it. For those of you who are puzzled to what I am doing right now, this is called thwacking, and it's supposed to help distribute the twist all around the skein where there might be some inconsistencies in the twist all around. It also fluffs up the yarn a bit more. It's just also a lot of fun to thwack your yarns against the table. Get rid of all that pent up aggression, of which, of course, I have a lot. Now, normally I would hang my skeins to dry outside, there, on my trees, but today is a very grey, drizzly, rainy kind of day. I'm not going to do that, so I have rigged up my special construction that you might remember from previous videos. It's a broomstick above my sink. Now, this is a monstrous amount of yarn, so it's going to take forever to dry. So you will see this yarn back in an eternity. Closing statements, conclusion, wrapping up. For guys, this is the very last minutes, the very last bits of Tour de Fleece 2023. I cannot believe I am uttering these words, as I have lived towards it so ardently, like started prepping in May, and now it's over. As I said in the previous vlog, it was hard, it was tiresome. I am tired, but like it's this good kind of tired. You feel physically exhausted, but like mentally so warm and fuzzy inside. That's the feeling I got from this year's Tour de Fleece. I am physically exhausted, but I feel warm and fuzzy inside. I have turned myself in a skein of yarn. I am also very interested to know, what are your closing numbers? Are you anywhere near the 1800 I spun? Or do you have a very beautiful 500? Or maybe you are an extra hardcore marathon spinner and you've got kilometers and kilometers and kilometers of yarn? I want to know. Tell me in the comments. And now, also for the very last time in this year's Tour de Fleece, here is what my patrons have been doing this final day. If you see an ad in front of their name, or as we call it in Dutch, a monkey's tail, then you can follow them on Instagram, which is something I highly recommend. Now, you know what I'm going to say next, right? If you want to join in on the fun on Discord, and you can become a patron as well, we shall be doing many such community challenges, such as the Tour de Fleece, maybe another one really close by. Perhaps And all that there is left for me to say actually is just, if you like these kind of fiber shenanigans, then maybe you could like, comment or subscribe. But of course that is all up to you. And as for me, I will see you in a next video. Bye!